So first of all, hi and welcome. This is going to be a collective message for the year 2022 and maybe the first month of January. We will see what's coming through. I can never plan any of these things just because this is how I work. I just show up and I see what wants to come through. And usually it's for the highest good, if not always. Okay, so first of all, I want to say hi and welcome back. I have been on a bit of a hiatus, but here I am back and fresh, and I will bring through a beautiful message today for the collective with these two. So the first deck is the secret language of light. Is probably the wrong way around, like mirrored or whatever. And then the Terra She. I think that's how you pronounce it. Also, I've been on a trip to Germany, so visiting my family. If I have a bit of a German accent now, yeah, that's just what you have to deal with. I also wanted to show you the candle that we're working with today. Rainier, so cozy. I am obsessed with candles and I love using them for readings and sessions, so that's gonna be great. I'm also being my crystals. There we go. So we're all set and we're ready to go. First of all, I do want to say that this year already feels like very much like a more grounding year. I know that 2021 for many of us has been a little bit more unsettling, and it has been a year of growth, a year of internal introspection, so to say, and we were really asked to just reevaluate who we wanted to be and what was in highest alignment with ourselves through the experience of contrast. Like, it's always this way how life works. We just have an experience, and through that we learn best because we're human. So we need to go through these ups and downs and riding the waves to find out what is working for ourselves and that. Okay, so let us start. I'm also calling in my guides, the beautiful Pleiadians. And I'm also starting to work with a horse collective. It's for horses, like spirit horses, which may sound strange, but much like aliens, you know, same, but different. Okay, so what is the message? And when it's coming through here, it's usually meant for the people that are going to watch it, because time does not exist and energy and all of that. Like, if you're watching this, this is for you as well. And we're a little bit sticky. It doesn't really want to come out, and I think that is because of the energy right now in the new year. I have talked about on my Instagram, it's just so strange how we are being expected to just go ahead and go into the new year even though it's winter. It's literally the middle of the winter, and look outside. I mean, I live in Canada, so it's not that it's always snowy here, but where I live right now it is snowy. And yeah, that's just interesting that we're being asked to be so in the yang and summery energy in our summer, when really outside and the whole nature is just in winter. It doesn't make any sense, and that's partly too why we're so often out of balance, because we fight ourselves, because we are nature. We are a cell of this whole system. We go with nature, and if you're living in a place where there are seasons, so for us this would be winter on the northern hemisphere. I mean, in the southern hemisphere, I actually would be so curious if you're from Australia, you want to let me know in the comments how this feels to you, having the new year in the summer. It must feel kind of different because it is a young energy. So interesting. Okay, so what do we have? So this is Maeve. It's the card of power. It says, be in awe of yourself and the strength it has taken you to get to here and now. And this, to me, I know that this relates to January 2022. Not in my specific case, but for every one of you. Because, as I said before, 2021 was a year of a lot of integration, a lot of growth, a lot of, I want to say, falling and standing up again. And all of these lessons really are who you are now and what you can give to this world. So remembering your power and remembering that you're lighting up this place, this world, or that you can find your inner light through that, through remembering what you have faced, especially in the last year, will just help you to find a bit more grounding in the month of January and not put so much pressure on yourself, but instead be like, holy shit, that happened. Like 2021 happened, 2020 happened. And I do think that this whole fatigue that some of us may be experiencing right now is that subconsciously, because we have been going through so much collective trauma, there is a fear of it just being repeating, and that this year will just be like the years before, the 2 years before, and then we're not going anywhere, that it's only again gonna get worse. But be there with me. This feels okay. So this year feels lighter, but also challenging. Challenging in a way where we are being asked to be grounded again and to find the grounding within instead of looking outside for what we can do. It's really the year of being grounded in that truth that has come through 2021. It's always a cycle, it's always a journey, much like in the tarot, right? So harnessing your power through that, and I was talking about that on my podcast. If you didn't know I had a podcast, I will link it in the show notes. Not in the show notes, in the info box. Oh my gosh, all of these social media stuff. Okay, but with the word power, what is coming through, we are also being asked to contain our energy more sustainably so we can move with collection energetically. And the image that was given to me is that image of a horse, for instance. Horses are really powerful, so they can rush forward, and you, if you're riding them, you can like make them super excited, and they will walk like this, do 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 do, and like having their head up and being like not very, like, there is a power behind it, but it's not very collected. It's just going forward. And this is what we're moving away from. What we're moving into is when you think of a horse and it's like bending its neck and it's like almost arching its back and it's walking like this. Yeah, I'm a horse girl, okay. Yeah, so it's the same amount of power that is needed, but it's so much more collection, and it's also more sustainable. Instead of just, when you think of a racehorse, doesn't run collected at all. It's just like going, and then it's super exhausted. Whereas if a horse moves like this, it's able to contain its power for longer. And that is what we're being asked in this year as well, to just use our energy more sustainably instead of always going with the shiny things and always looking at the instant gratification. To just move a little bit slower. This doesn't mean that you only have to rest and like not do anything. It just means that you look at what is really aligned, and you maybe have fewer things that you want to look at instead of having like a whole collection, like a palette. Instead, you want to just focus on a couple of things, but have more charge behind it. I hope this is making sense. So you can move forward knowing that it can grow, planting the seeds, knowing that it will grow organically, that you do not have to force anything, but that your aligned action, your aligned focus on these things is what is fueling it. And if you are able to contain your energy sustainably, for instance, as a very tangible example, instead of working 3 days for 12 hours, maybe you want to work and then needing to rest because you can't get shit done anymore because you're just out of it. Maybe you want to work 5 days a week and work for 5 or 6 hours or whatever works, 4 hours, and instead fuel your cup by doing other things around it, like creation, creativity. I feel like this year is very feminine in a sense of the grounding, the calmness, the yin, the creativity, and all of that, the harnessing of energy instead of just spitting it out and hoping that something will come together. Yes. Okay, so I will just look at if there's any confirmation card. I will not go too much into depth just because of time. Oh, here we go. It's the word expansion. So what happens too when we are collected like that and we can be in stillness? And when I said that about maybe, you know, limiting yourself to working like 4 hours a day if you are an entrepreneur and you can create your own schedule, of course, that I wanted to put in as well, because I'm very aware that not everyone has the opportunity, but if you do, then that. Also 4-4, which is interesting because it goes in alignment with 2-2. 2-2 plus 2-2 is 4-4. Yeah. And so what we're seeing here is that from this place, you are able to expand, but you are able to expand in a conscious way that is going to be fruitful and that doesn't feel draining, but instead that feels like I'm just seeing this goddess harvesting like peaches and apples and wearing like the crown. You know, I think it is an African culture also where they sometimes have crowns made of fruit. I hope I'm not wrong here, but that's basically the image that I'm getting, where you're just like, yes, I created this, and I created this with my intention, but also with a trust in the universe, trust in nature cycles, and just having this calmness around you and grounding and still being able to expand. Like, this is our confirmation card that we are still able to expand, even though when we're going sustainably collected in our power instead of just needing to push it out, basically. Okay, so that is the collective message for the year, but also the month, which was interesting. I love that. And yeah, if you want to come over to visit me on Instagram and chat a little bit, or just bounce back and forth ideas or any requests on videos that you would like to see, please don't hesitate to come and visit me at I am Celina May. And other than that, I hope I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you would like to see more videos like this, and I'm sending you all the love. Happy New Year. Bye.